In our modern world, we all leave behind ghosts, not spirits, but digital traces. Every tap on our phones, every order, every message creates a record. These actions seem small, but they're stored in vast digital clouds, waiting. Each click and swipe maps our daily lives, more permanent than we imagine. Our devices know our secrets, our routines, our desires. An app knows our favorite meal. A map knows our route. A post reveals our location. We rarely consider the trail we leave, a trail that can be followed. This constant connection has changed everything, including how we solve mysteries. Once, investigators searched for footprints or a strand of hair. Now, they look for digital ghosts, silent witnesses that reveal secrets. The most ordinary digital action can unlock an extraordinary puzzle. A simple food delivery can place someone at a scene, confirm a truth, or expose a lie. In the shadows of a crime, the glow of a smartphone can illuminate the path to justice. This is the story of how a routine meal order became the most important clue of all. In today's world, our digital footprints are often the loudest witnesses. The evidence we create without thinking can become the key to solving the darkest mysteries. We trust technology with our lives, but rarely think about the story it tells. When tragedy strikes, it's these digital ghosts that speak the loudest. The trail we leave is more revealing than we know. Sometimes, justice depends on the smallest digital detail. This is one of those times. On November 10, 2022, a cold, quiet night in Newnan, Georgia, was shattered by sirens. Smoke poured from an apartment complex as firefighters rushed in, battling heat and choking smoke. Their mission: save lives, stop the fire. The building was a maze, the air thick, every second critical. After a fierce fight, the flames were out, but a black scar remained. Amid the ruins, firefighters made a grim discovery: a man's body inside one apartment. The victim was Jerry Scott, age 33. What began as a fire call was now a death investigation. The scene was devastating, the questions just beginning. How did the fire start? Was it an accident or something more? Investigators searched the charred remains, but something felt off. The answers weren't in the ashes. The quiet apartment complex had become a crime scene. The fire was out, but the mystery was just beginning. Investigators needed to know what happened in Jerry Scott's final hours. The usual clues were gone, burned away. They would have to look elsewhere for answers. In a world full of digital footprints, the truth might be hidden in the data. The search for answers was about to move from the physical world to the digital one. The story of the fire was only the beginning. The real investigation was just starting. In the past, detectives searched for fingerprints and footprints. Today, the most important clues are often invisible, stored as data. The fire destroyed physical evidence, so investigators turned to the digital world. They examined Jerry Scott's phone records and online activity, searching for a digital breadcrumb trail. Instead of dusting for prints, they wrote search warrants for tech companies. They requested location data, message logs, and app histories. Every device creates a timeline, often more reliable than memory. The team built a digital picture of Jerry Scott's last day: calls, texts, social media. They looked for contacts, unusual activity, or online orders. Each data point was a piece of a larger puzzle. They didn't know what they'd find, but they knew the answer was hidden in the data. In the 21st century, solving a crime means searching for ghosts in the machine. The digital world had become the new crime scene. The clues were there, waiting to be found. The investigators pressed on, determined to find the truth. Somewhere in the data, a clue would break the case wide open. Sifting through digital records, one detail stood out: a DoorDash order placed by Jerry Scott the night of the fire. On its own, it seemed ordinary, but in a case with no witnesses, every detail mattered. Investigators requested the order information from DoorDash. What they received was more than a receipt. It was a digital snapshot in time. The records included the order time, restaurant and delivery driver. Most crucial, a photo taken by the driver to confirm delivery. The image showed a food bag at Jerry Scott's door, time-stamped 9:55 p.m. The apartment number was visible, confirming the delivery location. This photo placed someone at the apartment shortly before the fire. It established a timeline. At 9:55 p.m., all seemed normal. The fire was reported just over an hour later. The window for the crime had narrowed. This ordinary delivery photo became a critical piece of evidence. It showed the scene before chaos, a quiet moment captured by chance. Investigators now had a solid point to build their case. The digital ghost of a simple meal was beginning to speak. Sometimes, the smallest detail can change everything. The DoorDash order wasn't placed by Jerry Scott, but by Hannah Price. Her name was a red flag. She was known to law enforcement with a troubled history. Investigators needed to know her connection to Jerry Scott and if she was at the apartment that night. Her digital presence was suspicious, but her physical presence needed confirmation. Detectives dug into her background, uncovering a complicated, troubled relationship. If the fire was an accident, why was her name on the order? Why didn't she report the fire? The questions mounted. Investigators needed to find Hannah Price and get answers. The DoorDash photo gave a time and place, but investigators needed more. They turned to surveillance cameras in the apartment complex, silent, unblinking witnesses. Reviewing hours of footage, they saw a woman matching Hannah Price enter Jerry Scott's apartment at 9:50 p.m. The DoorDash driver arrived at 9:55, left the food, and took the confirmation photo. Moments later, the apartment door opened and the food was taken inside. For about an hour, the hallway was quiet. Then, at 10:52 p.m., Hannah Price was seen leaving the apartment quickly. 2 minutes later, smoke began seeping from under the door. The building's fire alarm was triggered as the smoke thickened. The cameras had captured the entire sequence. The timeline was now clear. Entry, delivery, exit, fire. The footage confirmed Hannah Price's presence and actions. The digital and video evidence were coming together. The unblinking eye of the camera had seen it all. The case was taking shape. Investigators now had 3 key pieces: the DoorDash order, the delivery photo, and the CCTV footage. Together, they told a powerful story. Hannah Price ordered food to Jerry Scott's apartment, was seen entering before the delivery, and left just before the fire. The window for the crime was now incredibly narrow. The evidence moved her from person of interest to primary suspect. The digital clues supported each other, forming a web of facts. The DoorDash data matched the CCTV timeline. This is the power of modern investigations. Multiple digital strands woven into an undeniable story. The case against Hannah Price was building, one bite at a time. The digital puzzle was nearly complete. The truth was emerging from the data. Justice was within reach. Armed with digital evidence, investigators arrested Hannah Price. She couldn't deny being at the apartment. The data and cameras proved it. She was charged with felony murder, arson, and criminal damage. In court, the DoorDash photo and CCTV footage became the star witnesses. The prosecution laid out the timeline: order, delivery, entry, exit, fire. The defense had little to counter the clear, logical sequence of events. The motive was secondary. The digital evidence was overwhelming. The jury found the story told by the data compelling. Hannah Price was found guilty. A simple meal order led to a murder conviction. This case showed how digital trails can bring justice. The key wasn't a hidden weapon, but a routine confirmation photo. In our connected world, there are always witnesses, even when we don't realize it. Technology had spoken for the victim. This case is a reminder. Our lives are constantly recorded in digital code. Every action, no matter how small, adds to our story. Technology can provide certainty, establish timelines, and expose lies. In Jerry Scott's case, digital evidence gave a voice to the victim. It pieced together his final hours and pointed to the truth. But this constant recording also raises questions about privacy. We trade anonymity for convenience, letting our devices track us. There's a balance to be struck. Yet, when tragedy strikes, technology can shine a light into darkness. Most of the time, our digital trail is mundane, but sometimes it leads to extraordinary truth. In the end, our digital ghosts can deliver justice and tell stories that would otherwise remain untold.